Hi guys. So for the past several months, I have made multiple videos on integrating code push with help of hot updater inside your React Native application, right? Either it be Expo or bare React Native flow, right? But I have gotten a lot of queries on what would be the cost to host this and then to serve it, right? So this video will be the answer for it. This video won't be longer, but it would be concise, and then I would explain a lot of the backend stuff like this video won't be focusing on the React Native integration or any of those things. It would be focusing only on the pricing and what would be the cost for you to host and deploy these stuff, right? So if you're just a React Native dev who's just dabbling with all these things, understanding the pricing point of the backend services would be difficult, right? Because it is being hidden away by abstractions and then fine prints. This video, I'm going to uncover all of those things so that you will you will understand each and every component which and then the cost associated with that, right? And then at scale, right? And for the prediction, I'm going to use Google Gemini just for grabbing all the literal price points, the exact price points, because going to Google and searching one by one and then calculating it would make this video much longer, right? I'm just going to use Gemini AI to get all those price points. Okay, so let's get started, right? So here, so as I said, I have made multiple videos on integrating code push. You can see if you put a React Native hot updater, my video comes up. So what I'm going to do is this video I will explain two things. One is Expo updates pricing, and then hot updater pricing or your custom what is like OTA solution, right? So this guide is a very excellent one, which I'm going to go through one by one, right? So levels.fee is an app which like where you can go and see salaries and then what is the L1, L2 level in Google, etc. Okay, so they have a mobile application. So they have a mobile application made with React Native. But as you know, as of let's go here, as of March 31st, which was what 5 months before, we ourselves use React Native code push from Microsoft and then from App Center, and they deprecated it. So I had to move to hot updater, and it works well for our app for both Android and iOS, right? But the thing is, like, I never discuss fully about the pricing in a full large section. So this video will be the answer for it. Right here, you see, levels free. They use Google Sheet for their literal backend, but they moved forward as their business exploded, right? So here, Levels free app is built using React Native. So initial days of February, as I said, like March 31st, the App Center was deprecated. We were faced with the problem of choosing an alternate OTA solution. So they try to use managed service. This is a very important word. Managed services as a self-hosted. Okay. They wanted to use a managed service solution for OTA with Expo application services, which is nothing but Expo EAS. Okay, all these things, right? But EAS gets it, but at the time it didn't much make sense to go to go with EAS. Okay, EAS would occur a cost of at least $350 per month, which is 7% of our entire spend on AWS. These guys they don't want to spend that much money, but that's not a problem. It's their decision. It's their business. It's it's a business world. They are the customers. They have to make the decision. They have the option to make the choice, right? So for every additional 10K users, our cost would increase by $50. So that would snowball quickly, right? So they decided to go with the self-hosting solution. Okay, they wanted plausible post or examples of services we have been self-hosting. Okay, what is these six things? So let's search this plausible and postdoc. Okay, what is this plausible? Plausible is an analytics solution, and postdoc is it's also an analytics solution, but it would provide like much more than that. It's just for the website. Plausible is for the website. Postdoc, you can also use it in mobile app and website, and you can do web analytics, product analytics, and all those things. We use it ourselves. Okay, for both React Native and Next.js, right? It is excellent tool. So the thing is, both of these things can be self-hosted. So if let's take you put it in a VPS and then you can host these two things in a single VPS, and then the cost would reduce by 90%. Okay, like not 90, but let's assume 30 to 90%. Okay, so a self-hosting version of CodePush server is available, but the code bases for the server and the OTA module weren't going to be actively maintained. That's the important thing. Okay, That's why I chose this library. This library is actively maintained. So if I go here, sorry, I'll set to code. If I go to the code, right, I can see it is actively maintained by, I can't spell his name, but him, right. So, not spell like, say his name. Oh, considering maintainability issues, we decided to go with a self-hosted server. Okay. So from now, I will explain the backend logic. Okay. First, you have to understand this. Then I will go forward with this. Right. So let's go to our drawing board so that you will understand these things. So there are a lot of things here, but I'm going to copy this so that I can use it. So here we want to integrate something called Expo, right? Like CodePush. Copy this as well. Okay. So we want to integrate CodePush. Okay. So we want to integrate CodePush, but before there was like, no, we used it with the App Center. App Center was free, but they deprecated it because Microsoft style. So now you want to go with you want to go with either manage or no manage. Sorry, manage or self-hosted. Okay. So for self-managed way, you don't need to do anything. You just have to go to whatever. Let's go to their dashboard. I'll go here. Okay, Expo. Okay, I'll go to their dashboard. You just have to go to over the air updates and configure the channels, branches, and all these things. I will explain this in a later video. Right. So you just have to configure this, and then boom. If you run a single command, the Expo updates will directly go like whatever updates you have made will directly go to the like users, and then they will use it. That's it. That's what is called a managed service, right? It is just plug and play. But if you do plug and play, there is a cost of what I would say, like being on a third party solution, right? So they decided not to go with a third party solution called like EAS Expo, right? And then they wanted to you do a self hosting method. So in order to do a self hosting method, there are multiple things you have to consider. That is the selling point of any managed solution. They take care of all of these things so that you can focus on one thing called focus on only one thing called product. Okay, you can focus on only one thing called product. But the thing is, they didn't want to spend a lot of money, so money every month. So they spend some time on this, and then they figured it out. Right. So for self-hosting of CodePush, what you have to do is, as I said here, so you have to consider two things. So consider it as two computers, or one mobile device and one computer, one server, right? So for self-hosting, you have to make sure the app, right? The app side is fully ready, and then the server side is also fully ready, right? So I will explain from the app side. So what is the app side? You have to go deep into this. You have to dive deep into the architecture. You have to go through all the things called abstraction, right? Everything is abstracted away, so you have to go deep into the abstractions and to understand these, right? So React Native app is nothing but a JS runtime which runs on top of the native layer. And then before it was old architecture where the JSON the JSON would be serialized and deserialized, and then the performance was low. But right now we have the JS runtime run on new architecture with Fabric and JSA etc., where it directly connects with the Metal, which is nothing but Android and the iOS native side with very less overhead. Okay, so the thing is, for the app side to work properly, you have to understand this logic first, right? So if you want to do the EAS updates, the concept called JS bundle, right? The JS bundle which runs on top of the native side has to be updated. So for example, you have an error called some random error, right? Or some API failed or something. Okay, what happens? You have to immediately change it, or you lose business because it's not working, right? So if you want to update that, you want to update the JS bundle side, right? So in order to update the JS bundle, you have to generate it, and then you have to put that into a server, and then the server sends those things and all these things. But the first thing you have to understand is the bundle side. Okay, this side, the JS side, right? So let's go one by one. Now, these things right here, JSI and all these things, I will explain it in the future video. But here in the JS bundle, what happens? I'll draw it. So here you have the native side, and on top of that, the JS bundle is running. Okay. The thing is, let's go to Expo Updates. Expo Updates here. So let's go here, and then they would have explained it more clearly. So I will show it from there. Rollouts, deployment, deploy update, concepts. Okay, concept here how it works. So okay, here, okay. So you can see the native layer and the update layer. Okay. So in the native layer, you have the app icon and all these things. In the JS layer, you have the business logic. Okay. As they are saying, you can't update the native layer. If you do that, or if even if you try to do that, if Apple catches you or Google catches you, you will be banned from the Play Store. But you can update the JS layer to just fix the errors. You can simply completely change the business layer just with OS. If you have any bugs, and then if you want to immediately update that, you have to change the JS layer. Okay. So not to change the JS layer, what you have to do, you have to first understand this concept. So when the app is downloaded, it first opens up the app, it loads the JS bundle with the help of Hermes, etc., and then the app loads. Right now, so this is bundle one, and then this is bundle two. Sorry, this is bundle one, and this has some error. Okay, now you want to update it. What you have to do, what you should do is, the first step you make the changes, and then the second step you literally generate the bundle as they are saying. Okay, you generate the bundle, and then you push that into a server. Okay, you push that into a server, right? So how can you do the bundling and how can you do all these things? You can do it with the help of a library called hot updater, or you can create it on your own. You have to understand the internals of how the runtime works, how the JS is bundle and all these things, and you have to make all those things to generate the bundle. Okay, that's the first step. That's what hot updater does, and that's what they have also done internally. Okay, they have used some open source solution and built on top of that. Once that is done, the library automatically has to upload it to a server. Server is nothing but a storage solution. Okay, so like storage, server and storage both come, like we'll be using both. So you have to upload it to a storage solution, right? So here comes the important part where a lot of you have to go deep into the abstraction. Here, so you generate the bundle and then you upload the bundle on the server/storage solution, and then let's take your user opens up the app. So what happens is the okay in third okay not third one but the second bundle, right? Your user opens up the app again. So what we are going to do is we are going to query the server. Okay, we are going to query the server and then check. Okay, bro, is there a new bundle there which I need to upload? So which I need to update. If it is yes, means it will grab the bundle from the storage solution and then it will update the JS bundle inside the app which the user is using. Okay. So if there is no new bundle, nothing is going to happen. It is going to return null or nothing is going to happen. Okay. That is the entire process. It seems simple, seems straightforward, but the challenge arises in the server side, as he is going to say here. Right. Scalability, caching, and all these things, right? That is where the like what is it, like the backend side comes. Okay. So I'm going to repeat this and I'm going to completely move towards the server side, right? So to recap all these things, React Native or Expo React Native, but like React Native in general runs on native side and then JS side. Okay. You can't update the native side. You have to update the JS side. Okay. If there is any bug, you have to update the JS side of things, and then you have to generate it. Okay, generate it, and then you have to have a mechanism to upload it to a storage solution. That's the only work of that server. Okay, sorry, that's one of the work of the server. Upload it to storage, and then the library has to figure out a way to grab the generated bundle, and then it has to find a way to update the JS bundle as well. Okay, it has to do all these things. That is the work of libraries called hot updater or expo updates. Okay, that's the front end side. Now we are coming to the server side, right? For the server side, what we have to do is there are so many things we have to consider. One is API, another is storage, and one more thing which a lot of people ignore, But as you move forward into a lead engineer work, like engineer role, like how I did, it's called CDN. Okay, CDN, right? This is the very important concept you have to understand, and most of the costs come only from here. Okay, so what is this and how they solve it right here? Let's see. Superb architecture diagram he has done. What happens on the build machine, which is your my MacBook, right? I am going to build the JS bundle. As I said, I'm going to build the JS bundle, right? And then once the bundle has been generated, I'm going to first upload it to my storage solution EC2, S2, S3. So here, right? JS bundle has been generated, and I'm going to upload it to S3, which is a storage solution. And then here comes the important one. And then here in the cloud front is a CDN. Okay, so I have uploaded it. Okay, so here it's a two-way path. One is I uploaded the bundle to what is it, S3, and then I grab all the metadata, which is nothing but the URL, and then I update it inside DynamoDB, which is the database, which I forgot to put it here. So database, okay, database. I will explain what that is. Right. So okay, database here. So I get the metadata and upload it to the database. How can I upload it to the database? I have to do that with the help of a API server. Okay, easy to forget and all these things, right? So if your scale is so huge, right, you need to have managed the API services. Like you have to put your server inside a Docker, and then as the scale increases and the CPU utilization increases, the EKS instance or the Fargate automatically deploys new servers, right? Like that's advanced, but let's assume only one API server is there. So with the help of the API server, you update the database and keep it there. Now, if I come to the fourth part, the user closes and opens the app. What we do, we check. Okay, you can see from here it goes here. Okay, we check. Okay, is there any new or like any a new bundle is available in the database? If it is there, grab it from grab it from the S3 database and then update it in the app. Okay, right. That's the entire flow. So I'm going to draw it again. It's going to take some time, but still it's not a problem. So here you have the server rate. So I'm going to go here and then server. So in the server, so actually this is how system design and all these things work for an entire app. If you are able to grasp this right, you can make absolutely any application at a small scale. And as you grow and grow, you will understand a lot of things, right? So now in the server side, you have what API, database, and then CDN, and then API database, CDN, and then storage. Okay, so API, API, and then database, storage, and then last one is API, database, or CDN. Okay, so what is this API? API is a server. Okay, so sorry, not a server, but an API can be hosted on a server like Google Cloud Run, AWS EC2, AWS Lambda, or in somewhere in Azure, etc. Right? And the database is nothing but here they have used what DynamoDB. You can use that in RDS, or you can also use this in like a Google SQL, like a Google Cloud SQL or Firestore or whatever you want. That is a database, okay, or MongoDB, right? That one. And then the next thing is storage. Storage is nothing but storing the JS bundles, literally the JS bundles, okay. And then CDN. This is where the most of the cost lies, which you will understand, right? If you understand CDN, what is egress, what is ingress, and how it works, and what is the cost associated with that, etc., then you automatically go into a lead engineer level, okay. So the thing is, here the server is there, right? Now you have to understand here, this is a full stack application. It was just a React Native front end app. Now it has become a full stack application and a problem, like a problem statement, which we have to fix. Okay. Now with the OTA pipeline, what we do, we generate the bundle in the front end side. So in the front end side, actually it should be, I'll put it in this. Okay, I'll put it like this. Okay. Okay. So from the front end side, we generate the bundle. So from the front end, let's check app, right? From the app, React Native, React Native. So from the app React Native side, what we do, we generate a bundle. Okay, we okay, go here and we generate a bundle. Okay, that's the only work. First work of the library that we are going that hot updater does or expo update does. And then the second thing what we are going to do is it is also going to check new bundle and apply it. Okay, apply it. Okay, so we are going to copy this and put it here and apply it. Right, these are the two things that he has to do, and that work is done. Okay, the front end part is done. Now the updated bundle has to be uploaded to this storage, and we have to do what we have to okay, I'll copy this. We have to upload it and get the metadata. Okay, metadata, and then okay, from the server we uploaded to the storage, and then okay, here we'll go here, and then from here we will get the metadata and call an API which is going to okay, here it is going to call the database. Okay, it is going to call the database and upload the metadata. Okay, upload the metadata, and then so all these things are there. Right, now check the new bundle if it applies means I have so the library is going to call the API. It is going to call the API. Okay, it is going to call the API to call the API to check new bundle. If it is there, if it is there, it gets the bundle. So here is the most important part. It gets the bundle and applies it. If not, right, it returns null and does nothing. Okay, and does nothing. So here you have all these things, right? Now, very important point here is it gets the bundle. This is where the cost lie. Other things are negligible. This is where the cost lie. Okay. The thing is, for getting the bundle, there are two ways. Okay. You can literally get the bundle by let's go here, and then you can get the bundle by just getting that whatever, like bundle file .js .bundle, or if it's in Hermes .hbac bytecode, like a Hermes bytecode, and all these things directly from the S3 database or like Google Cloud Storage, GCP Cloud Storage, etc., or like R2 R2 database from Cloudflare, and all these things. Okay, if you do that, what happens? I'm going to make a small mathematics here, right? So I'm going to do some math sessions here. So now let's assume each bundle is 10 MB. 10 MB. Okay, let's assume 10 MB. Okay. Now, if one user buys it, one user downloads it or gets the bundle, I'm going to write this in a huge words. Sorry. Gets the bundle. Okay, gets the bundle is nothing but streaming won't be the correct word, but getting it over the internet. Okay. Okay, so this is the important word. So increase it slightly. Okay. So 10 MB is what? One user gets means it's 10 MB, right? 10 MB is streamed over the internet, which is nothing but egress. Okay, egress fees. If the same 10 MB is being done by 100 users, that is, okay, that is 10 MB, 10 MB into 100, which means what? What is 1000, 100,000 MB, 1000 MB, right? Yeah, 1000 MB, which is 1 GB. Okay. Now, take the same one, take the same one and put 10 MB, 1 million users. Okay. 1 million users, which is what? If you multiply this, you'll get 10 MB into 1 million. Okay. 10 to the power, okay, some number, huge number, right? How much data I will get? So let's copy this and put this into Gemini, because that would save us time, right? 10 MB into how much? calculation. Okay, that is what, one megabyte to gigabyte or whatever. Just tell me the answer, bro. Okay, it's 10 terabyte. 10 terabyte of egress information into, okay, is what, 10 terabyte of egress, right? What is it? Egress is being sent directly from the S3 database. Okay, right. Let's assume the cost. What is the cost of egress fees if this is being streamed or retrieved from S3 S3 storage, not database, S3 storage or Google Cloud? If no CDN is employed, okay, or deployed, any name, okay, it's running. Okay, you see, it's 10 TB of data from Amazon S3 Google Server without CDN is $1,000, almost $1,000 per month. Egress fee calculation, right? And it provides all the calculation. So you can see here S3 cost equal to 10 TB into 9 GB, like $9 per GB streamed. It's not stored, it's streamed. Okay, this was very tough for me to understand at starting. Okay, I thought all these things, I just was just working with black boxes. But once I had to do it, I cracked this, right? So you can see key takeaway is you have to use a CDN. Okay, if you don't use a CDN, you are going to pay $920 per month. Okay, if it's 10 MB, what if it's 50 MB? Like what is 100 MB? Okay, but you have to reduce your front end JS bundle size, but it's $900. Let's assume $1,000 if it's AWS S3 and even higher for Google Cloud storage. Okay, right. Now I'm going to, so now it's directly streamed from the storage. Why I am saying this, right? I will explain why I am saying this because I have seen this pattern a long time. There was an app called T app. Okay, T app. Okay, this one, right? This app, cancel. Okay. This is what they did, like they literally exposed their Firebase storage bundle in a public storage, right? People took it, people did a lot of things, which I'm not going to say here. But the thing is, they literally directly used, they might have, or any other apps, might have used the Firebase download URL directly in the app. Okay. If the traffic is less, it's not a problem. But these guys, you can see the rating itself is 150,000, means how many users would use it? So, if that much users directly consume the storage file, let's take image, video, or even this JS bundle, right? Directly from the URL, you are going to end up with a cost of what? $1,000 per month. $1,000 per month. Okay, this is per month. Okay. So, that is going to be the cost. But if you consume that content, image or JS bundle from a CDN, the cost would be much less. So that's what they have mentioned here. Here, actually, okay. So here, if I go here, you can see scalability. Right? You can see we chose S3 as our managed blob storage to service to better horizontally scale our storage needs. Since we use S3 for storage, it is easy to bake in caching by creating a CloudFront distribution that uses our S3 bucket as an origin. That's what they do. Right here, I'm going to ask again. Now, pair it with CDN and provide cost. Okay. If I do this, what happens? You'll see. If I pair it with a CDN, so origin, egress, cache fill, and all these things are these things. So the cost reduced from 1,000, like 110 TB. It's not less. Okay, from 10 TB to this one. Okay, to just $800. Okay, from $1,000. Okay, you can see. If you use the AWS CloudFront, the cost from $900 or $1,000 would be reduced from just to $800. One more best thing is if you use Cloudflare, their egress fees is zero. Okay, so then there is no need to pay any bandwidth fees for that. A lot of people miss this. Like if you're like software SD3, you will know this, but for SD1 or 2, and if you're a backend developer, you have to know this, right? I started as a React Native front end dev, but now I am a full stack lead engineer, right? I had to learn this, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a CDN in front of the storage bucket, and then I'm going to query it directly from here in the CDN. So if I do it from the CDN, my cost for 1,000 users would be from $800 to $1,000. This is 1 million users. Okay, if you are not earning $1,000 per month with 1 million users, there's no need to have a business. Okay, so this cost is very like it's okay, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the same question. So what will be the cost to run the same thing in Expo Updates? Let's see what is the cost. The total cost comes to base. Okay, this it automatically goes to the enterprise plan, and it goes to a cost of $2,000. Right. If you use a managed solution like Expo, right, but they would employ aggressive caching and all these things, but that's not like that. We don't need to dive into those things, right? So what they are saying is $2,000 base, and then as the amount increases, as the amount of users increases, it will also increase. Okay, so that's what he said. If if they are 10k active users, it will increase by 50. This is 10k. I'm saying about 1 million. 1 million is 1000k, right? Right, 100k and then 1000k. Okay, so let's 10k into 50. If 10k users is $50 means 1 million is $5,000. Okay, so it increases like it snowballs pretty quickly. Okay, but if you don't want to dive into all these things, and then if you just want to focus on one thing, which I called it as product, right? Only product development, and you focus on revenue generating, at $2,000 is nothing. Okay, so but if you go with the self-hosted solution, you can reduce the ongoing cost every month to just this, right? Now you have to put a CDN on top of the storage solution, and then from that CDN you are going to serve the JS bundle and HBC, and getting it or gets the bundle or getting it over the internet, and then the library is going to check the new bundle or get the bundle and apply it. That's it. Okay, this is the complete and overall front end design of what of the code push, right? So you have to understand all these things so that you'll move like you can implement in your application, and then you will not consider it as a concept called black box. Okay, there's a concept called black boxing. Okay, or abstraction, hiding between abstraction. I had this problem before, but I cracked it because I had to learn AI development, right? So if you have put these inside a black box or abstraction, you'll eventually run into a problem in the future. Okay, so if you use Expo Updates, if you have 1,000 users or 10,000 users, this is nothing. Okay, you don't need to worry over this. Okay, but if you you like what I would say, like if you want to go up and beyond, you have to break the black box, go underneath the abstraction, and understand each and everything and how everything ties together, as how I mentioned in this video. Okay, right. One more thing we have to understand is it costs money to run the API on a server, either EC2 or the database on not or and the database on AWS or like Firebase or etc. Like all these things, storage on S3 and CDN on what is it, like a cloud provider. Okay, right. We know these things, right? We know these things, storage and then CDN, right? I explained this how it works over the internet, right? But the thing is, for each and every API call to check it, it costs money, right? For each and every API call to update it, it costs money, right? And then where are you updating it? You are updating it to the database. You are checking from the database. So the API calls will take will take a cost, and the database will take a cost, like will occur a cost, incur a cost, and then storage to store it, right? To store it, it takes money, right? And then as I said, the egress fees, it travels over the internet, it takes cost. And then there is one more concept called ingress, right? But here is absolutely negligible. Ingress, which is nothing but you are generating the bundle and uploading it to the storage solution. That is called ingress. Okay, you are uploading it into a server or into a storage solution. That is ingress. So that also costs money. Okay, so if you understand all these things, and if you can literally make this like how levels .fi did it, and then on top of that you can also add like CloudFront is nothing but caching, but caching it into a nearer server, right? So response latency, there is one more, right? The already available open source server uses a mechanism to generate an Expo Updates manifest object on the fly. Okay, so you get the request, right? Response latency is nothing but if you are, I'm in India and my users are in the US, I can't keep the server in India. Okay, I have to keep it in the US. So if it is in India, right, the latency will be huge because it has to travel over the ocean, right? This is the US, this is India, it has to travel over the ocean. So US and then India, it has to travel over the ocean, right? The latency will be higher. If I keep all these things, the API, the database, the storage, everything in the US itself, the latency will be much, much less, right? So you have to understand all these things, and then you have to move forward with the custom OTA solution, right? But the thing is, you have to do this only one time, and once you understand it once and implement it twice or thrice, you will be a master of it. Like that's how I have implemented it inside our application, right? So, bro, you can say so. Actually, that's the video, right? So this is all the cost that is required to do this, but the main cost arises here. Okay. One more thing is if it's 1 million users, okay, 1 million users, and you have 1 million daily active users, and then you make Expo updates or like any CodePush updates every day. Assume every day system design, let's assume it's a system design interview, right? Every day the user, okay, sorry, you have 1 million daily active users, and as a developer, you make one CodePush update every day. So today I have done it. In the next day, people use the app. 1 million users are going to query your database. They are going to query your database. That is again going to query query your API, which is going to query your database, and then it's going to get the response back. So 1 million API calls, 1 million API calls, 1 million DB calls. Okay, but only one update call, which is what the developer you is doing. Okay, 1 million DB calls, 1 million API calls, and then from there, 1 million users are going to get your JS bundle, and then the library is going to update it in your app. Okay, each and everything costs money. Okay, if you explain the cost associated with this, right? Because a lot of startups go bust because they can't handle cost, right? So if you take care of this from the get go, then you will be a lead engineer, right? Like you will be like an important player inside your startup or your company or your corporation. So that's how it works, right? That's how all these things work. But here comes a but. So you have dived deep into all these abstractions. You have dived into what is the cost to do it. You have understood, okay, this is what the API does, storage does, and this is what the library of Expo Updater does, or like he has made a custom server, right? All these things do, right? Now, I you can say there is two roads from here. So there is two roads. One is, bro, I'm going to take it as a challenge, and I'm going to make this once and then maintain it. Okay, important keyword is maintaining it. Or you can do one thing. Okay, you can do one thing. You can just simply use Expo Update and just worry about your product. But as you're using their managed solution, which takes care of all these things, takes care of everything here. Okay, this video is almost 40 minutes now, so it takes care of all these things, and I can make a tutorial on Expo Updates in 15 minutes, and I don't need to explain any of these things. Okay, I can just go into their library. Okay, bro, I'm going to go in introduction, and let's get started. Download this, like install the CLI, and then install the library. Okay, install the library. I understand what is channels, what is branches, and then how it updates to your app. That's it. There's no need to worry about the entire server layer. They take care of everything, right? But you have to pay the cost for them to manage it. That is the difference between self-hosting and a managed solution, right? I have been using a lot of managed solutions in my development career, but the thing is, what I have understood is If I want to upgrade, if I want to move to the next level, if I keep on, I can use the Expo, like any managed solution. But if I don't understand what are they doing, and as I scale, and still I don't understand, then I will be in trouble. Okay, so I had to learn all these self-hosted stuff. Now I have learned it, and I have explained how you can also learn it. Right. So that's it for this video. A lot of people have been asking how all these things work together. The thing is, like, in a system design solution, right? So in a system design, so in a system design interview, only the backend will be asked, like backend and all these things will be asked. But here, I am introducing a new concept called full stack system design interview. Okay, so you have to understand how it works. Yeah, like it changes the JS bundle, it gets the JS bundle and updates it and all this. This is the front end side, and the next side is literally the backend one. Okay, and the cost engineering. If you say the cost right, then you will be at the next level because you are going to go to GCP building or you are going to go to AWS building. Let's take if it's what $10,000, what you are going to do, right? So you have to understand how it will, how these costs occur, right? So like your business is paying that money right to AWS. It's a bill they are paying. It's an expense. So you have to curtail that expense or lessen that expense so that your business can flourish and focus on only one thing, which is the product, and provide value to people, right? So this is a concept of full stack system design where I explained everything from how it works in the front end, how all these products combine together, what is daily active users, and how they will access your hot updater solution, right? So this is what they have done, right? This is the exact concept they have done. The app queries, the app access the Route 53 is nothing but a domain DNS server from AWS. It goes to the API, it gets that, and it updates and all these things, right? So as he says, you can't have bad servers if there are no servers. It's nothing but serverless. Right? Like, but anyways, so to conclude this video, understand this: you are building it, you are generating it, you are uploading it, and then the library gets that. Expo updates stop at that, right? Because they abstract away all the complexity and then they charge for it. This is what a business does, right? So as a business, they do that. But if you want to go deep into this, I have explained everything in this video, and the main thing is this. Okay, you can also crack system design, any system design interview if you understand how each and every part of your system work together. That's how you can crack. Okay, so I will see you. I hope you like this video, and I will see you in the next one.